Doesn't that feel good again? 3 points. 3 points. It's kind of like you just get used to it now, don't you? It's just great feeling. Set your weekend up well, set your week ahead up well. Absolutely love it. But no, absolutely fantastic. Welcome to Up the Villa podcast. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. Drop a like. Let's have a like target. Let's go big on this one. Let's go 700 likes and comment your thoughts down below. We've just all got in. We've had a great fan cam with Luis Miguel Echegaray, fresh from New York. So it was great to have him on. If you've not checked the fan cams out, go and check them out. But I have had an absolute lovely day. Absolute lovely day. I've had a tour of Boldmere. We've been in a few pubs in Boldmere. We made our way to the ground, consumed the Villa positivity inside Villa Park, and then watched us absolutely wipe the floor with West Ham. It was a brilliant performance from Villa. It had everything. It had everything that was needed. It shows me even more qualities of what we've got in our squad and in our team. I've seen off-field qualities with Dino back at Villa Park, with Unai Emery, and just that content is fantastic. But so good, so good. And we've got our Villa back. We've got our Villa back, and we are climbing that table, and we are going to continue to climb that table pretty quickly. So yeah, Hannah, thoughts, please. How are you feeling straight after the game?
I'm very happy. It's not very often that I come on these like immediately after the game, so excuse me for not having my usual highbrow analysis of the game, but I thought we were brilliant, particularly in the first half. So comfortable. It was one of them games where I wasn't 100% sure, and looking back now, I should have backed us more than I did. It wasn't coming from a place of like negativity. It was just, I think I was saying just before we started recording that I feel like my brain is hardwired as a Villa fan to like fear the worst, and it's just like we're gonna have to lose at home at some point. And I just don't enjoy playing West Ham. They're like one of those teams, a bit like Wolves, a bit like Burnley, where I feel like sometimes they can stop you playing the way that you want to play, but we managed to completely counteract that today. I thought we just bossed the midfield, completely just took control from the outset and had a really solid first half. Obviously, we get ahead as well, which was massive going into the break because, you know, these games sometimes can be a bit Ryan's still on the juice.
Having a celebratory drink there, mate.
Sometimes these games, you know, they can be a bit close, can't they? And you've got to take your chances. And I feel like we got ahead, and it was comfortable then. Obviously, there was a bit of a spell in the second half. They got a very fluky goal, which was a bit annoying to be honest, but very fluky goal. And they sort of had a bit of a 10-minute spell, but Watkins comes in at the perfect time to sort of pull back that 2-goal lead. And I think from then on, we were really comfortable. And it was just another example of just this Aston Villa team going above and beyond, I think, what we would have even hoped for the start of this season. Like, we all come on and we're really positive and excited, and we think that we're going to, you know, get Champions League or whatever. But to actually see it happening and to see this team just working so well and everything just feels so good. I just can't get over it. I think I keep saying it, I feel spoiled. It doesn't feel like this is my football team, but it is. And I can't actually get enough of it.
I think the thing is about sort of where we're going and the direction that we're going in is if, for example, we were just this counter-attacking team that were just fits and spurts, we'd do stuff well, not so well, play on the counter. But it's this bigger picture of how we play that gives me all my confidence. And you know, I love tactics, and I go heavy on it, and we go about how we're going to play and how we're going to control games. But that's what we're doing. That's the makeup of a very good team. Control the game. Teams come to Villa Park. We control the game. We boss the game. I've listened to a couple of West Ham fans on the radio coming home, and I've listened to Moyes, and he's saying that, you know, they were in the game, they were well in the game, and, you know, they were a bit unlucky, blah, blah, blah. But the grand scheme of things is Villa are completely controlling this game, and that's the biggest point I want to make. Well, I'll get your thoughts on the first half, Ryan, but one graphic I just want to show you is what I'm talking about, is the first half domination from Aston Villa. Aston Villa are the green at the top, and you can see for probably from about 25 to 40 minutes, Aston Villa are completely bossing this game. West Ham couldn't get anywhere near us. They couldn't string passes together. They couldn't, you know, play through on transition. It was just all Aston Villa. It was our shape. It was Dougie just popping off, finding spaces, and it's so like methodical on how we play. It's like it's a magnet, and the ball's just glued to the players, and everybody knows their position. You've got Kamara dropping into that sort of right back role, and it's just a joy to watch, and I can't compliment it enough because it's just so good to watch us play. So yeah, first off, Ryan, talk me through what you made of it.
Yeah, just to touch on what you're saying there, Luke. You said we got our Aston Villa back. I don't think I've seen an Aston Villa like this, you know. I've seen like Big Ron's teams, Little's teams, Gregory's teams, O'Neill's teams. I've not ever seen an Aston Villa side like this. So composed, so much stuff in our armory. So how we can influence the game, how we can change the game, how we can adapt during games, in-game management. Everything is like elite level now. It's absolute elite level. And from the off, we was superb. There was the first 5 minutes where West Ham settled a bit quicker than us. I thought we was a bit casual for the first 5, and everything that we touched on in the build-up, all their strengths, they were sort of playing to them. And I thought, okay, we could be in for a game here. But I think their weakness was our mobility, our ability to move the ball quickly to feet. And once we got our passing game going, they couldn't handle us. They could not handle us. They could not lay a glove on us. As soon as Moussa Diaby touched the ball, right, I thought, oh my God, he's going to have a game today. He's going to have a game, because it was just electrifying. I just felt it. As soon as he got on the ball, it took him, I think it was about 6 or 7 minutes before he touched the ball. But as soon as he got on the ball and started making things happen, once he got on the ball, the movement was great. Watkins was moving. Things were opening up. And I thought, like, the through balls and stuff like that, playing balls into space, I thought we was absolutely brilliant today. And first half, like everyone to a man was just on it, perfect. You know, defensively, Konza was absolutely superb. He had a little tussle with Antonio in the corner on the right hand side, and just like brushed him off. Like, who are you? Who are you, mate? Just out of the way. I mean, it's with Konza, and that much confidence in his own ability. And like you say, Kamara was took him back. Dougie, king of Villa Park, he is the man. Like, I know McGinn wears the captain's armband, but he's as much as a captain for this team. He is incredible, incredibly talented. A man on like top form. He could play for any team in the world right now. I really honestly believe that. I think I'm witnessing like one of the best midfielders I've seen at Villa Park. And when you do all these like your favourite teams and your five-a-side teams, I think down a few years' time, Luis will be in everybody's team. He's that good. And all round from the top, Zaniolo, Watkins, again, their running ability. Zaniolo, I like the way, as soon as he's picking the ball, he's on the half turn and he's going forward and he's making things happen. He's dragging people out of position. So all round, first half, absolutely superb.
Yeah, for me, Zaniolo, I'm still liking what I'm seeing. It's his contribution to the team that is very, very important, and I think that's the biggest thing with Zaniolo. It's not his goal, it's not goals, it's not assists. It's his contribution to the team that makes the team work. So we did go in front with a Dougie goal, which was really well worked, wasn't it? It was a nice work goal on that left hand side. It was a really good finish from Dougie, and we went in at half time 1-0 up and completely comfortable. And I thought second half, we started it again quite good. I thought we looked like I expected them to sort of come out and be, really different, but they weren't. So, Hannah, I'll let you talk us through the second half from the view from the Trinity then. So, talk me through what you saw in the second half.
Like you say, I feel like we came out pretty positive again. The West Ham goal really did come against the flow of the game. I mean, like I said at the start, it was fluky. It was one of them, it deflects off Pow, and it's frustrating. But on a whole, I felt like it was slightly more end to end. I think naturally when West Ham got that goal back, it brought them out a little bit more. They were a little bit more positive. But in general, I do think that we managed to control the game a bit. I must say, I do think some of the passing today was slightly sloppy. Even Douglas Luiz, it
Well,
kind of gets
Emery
he
spoke about
it.
Luiz in that second half, and he did
Yeah.
go through that phase where he kept getting a bit loose with the ball, didn't he? And I was like, he needs to compose here, and
He needed
I
to
think he
just
did.
calm it down a bit, and he did. I mean, look, we know his class, right? I think whether it was a little bit of dizziness from getting a brace, I don't know. It was slightly sloppy today. If you're scoring 2 goals and you're man of the match, then you can kind of excuse it a little bit. But on another day, it's a little bit frustrating. We were a little bit lax at times with the ball. I felt like we allowed Jared Bowen a little bit too much space sometimes. But other than that, we really did control them. Martinez made a few decent stops. Probably saves you expect him to make, but nonetheless, he was there when we needed him. And I just feel like it was another half of football where every time we went forward, you think we could score it, we could score it.
Yeah.
Again, Watkins' goal, the third goal came at a brilliant time. We're about 75 minutes. Again, I'm trying to recall this off the top of my head, so excuse me if I get anything wrong. But around 75 minutes, we're sort of trying to claw back a bit of the possession again, and he comes with an absolutely brilliant strike. Again, I've just watched back him chatting with Dean Smith post-match, which was really lovely, and just him talking about the way he's trying to adapt his style of play and not be too predictable when he's sort of taking on defenders in the box and being more central. And I think we really are seeing the best of Ollie Watkins. We know he's a confidence player. We know that he thrives off being in a team where he is contributing, and I think he's starting to get that credit a little bit now. After Salah and Haaland, him being the third biggest contributor to any goals at Aston Villa since Unai came in is huge, and he took it brilliantly. And then again, Bailey's goal, brilliant finish. The way he cuts in, his little step over was brilliant. He's a super sub, I think. Can we call him that now? I feel like we see the absolute best of Liam Bailey at Villa Park, second half in front of the whole end. He just seems to thrive. And even his all-round play when he came on, I think he made a couple of interceptions which were really positive. So I think his all-round play was really good. And I'd just like to touch on Kamara, because I actually think he went under the radar probably a little bit in this game, but I thought he was class. I thought, he, again, probably now that Douglas Luiz has sort of taken this spotlight, deservedly so, Kamara a lot of time probably goes under the radar a little bit. He had maybe a little bit of if he starts the season wasn't at his absolute best, but I feel like today was back to the Booba that we all know and love, and really, again, helped to control that midfield. So it was a little bit more of a mixed bag. Felt like we did need to tighten up and calm down at times, but I feel like the attacking quality that we had sort of leveled that out a little bit. And in some games that might not be the same. We might have some games where we're not going to be able to be that free flowing and fluid going forward. So we need to make sure that when we are ahead, that we are really keeping it compact and not being so sloppy on the ball. But when you're winning 4-1 at home, I'm not here to nitpick. It was a brilliant performance, and I just think that Unai Emery has put his stamp on this team now, and we have an identity. And even though we're going to Villa Park, 11 games, not just unbeaten but winning streak now, it's like you almost cannot believe that it's true. So I just think another brilliant performance. And our next 3 fixtures now are very favourable. So to sort of have that teed up now, following what on paper was probably going to be one of the harder fixtures from our starting set, I think puts us in great stead to keep up with that top pack. Can't believe I'm saying it, but to be keeping up with that top 4 and even breaking into it potentially in the next few weeks would be splendid.
Yeah, and this is a very tough team that we've played today. You could see, I could see from the whole 10 that 4-2-3-1, that shape that they have. It's just, it's just it's just solid in it, and it's just like quite commanding when you looked at it in the whole 10. Their shape, and they've got some good technical players, really difficult to play through. But again, like, we've smashed them 4-1. Like, absolutely. There was that period for me where, we were under pressure. I take a lot from that I do in this game. That's the one thing that I keep thinking about the most in that second half, because to get through that, to not wilt under that pressure when that, in football, it's okay being the better side. But when that momentum swings the other way, and that team sort of get ahead of speed, like, they're galvanized and they've got more confidence and they start flying forward. There's more men going and their belief grows. It's very difficult to then switch it the other way. It doesn't matter what team you are. So for me, for us to be able to do that and have the capabilities to sort of be so explosive when's needed, it's fantastic, and it was a massive performance, and I absolutely loved it. And I don't care. We've got Luton coming up next. It's going to be a tough game, like I've said, and like we always say, every game in the Premier League is difficult and it's a challenge. But we beat Luton. We have to beat Luton, and then we climb that table again, and we go into the next one. So our focus is Europe, but then we'll turn it to Luton at the end of the week anyway. So I'm going to let Ryan and Hannah fly through the player ratings then, and then we'll end it here because we've got the fan cam. So we've already done the fan cam, so go back, check that out. We'll have debrief out tomorrow. So I'm going to let Ryan, you can do all the way down to John McGinn. So short, sharp, and sweet. Let's go.
Okay, Martinez made some good size. Let's give him an 8. 8 for him.
Go for it.
Konza, my man, 9.
Love it.
Luke Dean, I'd go 7.5. Struggled in parts defensively against Bowen, who's a tough player. I was very impressed with him, to be fair. But 7.5.
Are we gonna round up or down then?
Oh, sorry. Let's. We won 4-1, and we better round up. Let's give him an 8 then. Matty Cash, likewise on the opposite flank. 8. 7.5.
He handled Kudus very well when he came
did when
on
he
as
come
well.
on. Yeah, he did. Pau Torres, again, some good bringing the ball out, distribution as well. Couple of stray passes here and there, but let's go 8. Let's go 8. Yeah,
love it. And then your last one.
Oh, Booba Ball. Yes, 9 for me. Superb. Like Hannah said, very, very silky, very under the radar, but top performance, man.
Hannah, you do the rest then.
Go on. He's gonna. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna go a 9. I can't give him a 10 because I've just moaned about him being sloppy passing the ball, but 2 goals, can't complain. John McGinn, I thought he had a good game. But probably difficult. I'm being generous. I'm going another 9. There you go. I thought he was good today. Zaniolo, probably a 7. Didn't do too much wrong. I like how positive he is. Diaby, I'd probably again go 7. I thought he was good, but again, not quite at his best yet. And then Watkins, I might even have to throw in. I'm going to throw in another 9. Great finish, great all-round play. Had Kurt Zuma in his pocket. And then Bailey came on, got a goal, 8. And
Yeah,
Tielemans
love it.
got his first, I think his first league goal contribution. So we'll
He did,
go. Oh, but he also wasn't on the pitch very long. I'm gonna go 8. Come on, we can't have anything
Yeah,
anything less. Let's do
love
that.
it. So
It's like
our
being on
ratings
Strictly
there.
Come Dancing, isn't it? This.
It is.
Quick
Here we
fire.
go.
Yeah.
Right, you've picked the scores then. I'll pick who man of the matches because you've got a couple of 9s in there. So I'm going to go with my man of the match is going to be Ollie Watkins because that finish for 3-1 to, great finish. Absolutely great finish. So I'm going to go Watkins, but it could have been Luis, could have been Kamara. And yeah, it's going to be Ollie Watkins. So that is our match reaction from the game. We're absolutely buzzing. Love it. If you are new, subscribe, drop this video a like, get involved in the comment section down below. We will have the debrief out tomorrow morning. So that will be out in depth. And then we'll have our Euro content going ahead for Thursday. So cheers, everyone. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Villa.